I'll leave my cool jacket on.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, let me hit this video record button. All right. You want to do a 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3. I'm Jason Elliott. I play Malcom in the 6 cases.
I'm Charles Ramsey. I play Jimmy J. Now, I would say it might surprise people to know, having seen my performance, that I'm not a professional actor. Even though my acting is sort of revered, I think, in cultures where they've never seen acting, then they might say this guy is a good actor. Though Malcom is a cool character. You do a good job with Malcom.
Were I not such a... I'm also not an actor by trade, of course, obviously. But I've achieved the slacker mentality of a superstar.
Yeah, right.
Thus,
yeah.
My filming schedule is erratic and irresponsible. And a little maybe behind the scenes, that director's cut kind of information for the show is there's actually was another scene that, since I am such a slacker, got completely removed from the series.
There is actually, so I think one thing that we could talk about that is different with us than the other members of the cast and crew is they are on the other side, literally, of the planet. They are like 14 time zones away. And so we have to record and send things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Hiro, who is a great director and actor, probably cringes sometimes.
I think that's certainly true.
Yeah,
that happens every time.
Yeah, so it's nice if the director is around, but it is interesting. He's made it work, and it's kind of worked like we're doing video calls and chatting. And,
I think his production work is magic. I think
it is. It really is.
At least I think in one episode, the room I shot in was pretty terrible. It looked good in camera, but
yeah, I agree. I've done the same.
Maybe not so much.
And we also had that. We had a cool. One thing that didn't make it, the scene ultimately did, but we did that shoot outside. You had a cool place.
Oh yeah, that was neat. It was too dark.
Yeah, it was just too dark. Yeah, and
well, our super high quality equipment is spectacular.
That's part of it too. And I think did we go down in the tunnels? Is it permitted to say that? We looked at that.
Yeah, we looked around at quite a few locations.
But it was so loud.
It was too loud.
Yeah. $3 fucking grand? Are you kidding me?
Look, you don't know what I've gone through to get this.
Okay, I'll cover it.
Look, I could get you anything you want, anytime.
It was super fun. I wish that maybe in the future sometime we'll do something together again and I have more time. But definitely a fun activity. I could see were I better at it, not doing my regular work and just moving into that field. But that seems unlikely. Hiro, on the other hand, I think is going places.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I always, in every... all of those 6 episodes, I always found myself laughing out loud.
Yes.
It's one thing you can read the script and, when you see it, that's why I guess there are different mediums. Just reading it doesn't do it justice.
Well, obviously, that completely superior human beings to the rest of
right, that's true.
society.
Yeah, that's kind of starts and ends there.
It's probably the same for all visual arts.
Yeah, I think so.
And not that, music is audio arts, but
right.
It all falls under the same umbrella.
Yeah, I think that there's, or I don't think I completely explored that, but you could see where in acting, where improvisation might be, where you could see in music, you can have written parts, but you could also kind of just go off, use that as a starting point. And, but yeah, I think that there's definitely there's a lot of parallels there. But some differences. Because I think when you do music, you don't really have to assume a different persona. Even though you might do it, how would you say, subconsciously? You know? Like, you go out and play, there's lots of different styles of music. You and I have done some pretty far-out styles of music.
Although I will say that when you meet, for example, you go see a real heavy metal band, and you see them and everything's kind of scary and violent seeming, and then you meet the band backstage and they're always the nicest guys.
That's a good point, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's and I guess to some extent, like acting and music, it's all part of like a magical ritual. They share that sort of, And that's what you're doing. You're kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, whatever. I think this is universe. This has a meaning when
Yes.
you say that. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And farts.
Yeah, right.
It was easier for me because I got to do a really less than authentic Southern Scottish Northern English accent, but that makes it easier for me to change to be a different person.
Mm-hmm.
I know that in your regular life you're a violent criminal.
Yeah,
So
right.
I
Yeah.
didn't know if that was...
Yeah, it is difficult to act in that sense.
Yeah.
You know, it really is. You did a fantastic job, and I think maybe had I reflected on it more, Jimmy J could have had a different accent, and that might have helped. Even,
Well, it definitely, being not a real trained actor of any kind, I can definitely see. You can see just in critiquing myself how the other people involved that really do this
Mhm,
are really,
yeah.
like I can't imagine them as anyone else. That's always been my thing for actors. If I can't imagine them as anyone else,
right.
it was
right.
super fun. We'll
Yeah.
do something else sometime.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I will say one thing about Jimmy J. I don't know. I felt Jimmy J was maybe more of a, maybe didn't get his hands real dirty. Maybe he had other people to do that. You know? Malcolm, I think, got his hands dirty.
I feel like to get his hands dirty.
Yeah, and I think that was the connection there. Maybe in this past, Jimmy J did something, but by the way, I mean, you wouldn't know it if you ever tuned in, because I talk about being a slacker. We do have a radio show together in this very studio. Yeah,
These
right here.
things are.
I keep speaking in the microphone.
We don't just have microphones at our house.
Right, yeah. This isn't your living room or mine. It's WECI, Richmond, 91.5.
You can listen in Japan.
You can listen in Japan. You can listen anywhere there's an internet connection. It's awesome. Our show is called Eklektika. It's been a great show. It's been really fun, and I do think, I mean, COVID for me has kind of interrupted it, amongst other things. And you have even another show.
Yeah, I do a drum and bass show as well. But I think, Hiro came on the show.
Yeah, Hiro was on the show.
And it's a good blend because our show is everything from Steely Dan to J-pop, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You never know what you're going to hear.
Right, and we have people on, we have guests.
Yeah.
We talk about anything.
That's our other thing.
Yeah, I guess there's...
in the Midwest.
That's right. There's a few third rail topics that I think you're sorting out, right? Or they're third rail topics.
I'd like to get into some controversial subjects, but being a educational based nonprofit college radio station, we have to be a little careful.
Yeah, you do have to be careful, I think.
We'll see what happens in the future on the interwebs.
And we have performed music together before.
Yeah.
That's another
Some
thing.
people might argue that it's not.
Right, yeah. It is maybe sonic art would be a better description. But it is, it's been fun. It's been real fun. So hopefully that'll happen again. It does seem like COVID has kind of shut some things down.
Yeah.
And I wish I could blame everything on COVID. I cannot.
No.
I think that's about it. I have a little recording project I've been doing, Lava Daddy.
Delicate action, you open my eyes with your voice.
It's on YouTube too, so if you're interested, check that out. I think that's about it then.
All right.
Thank you, Hiro. And I would say thank you, Hiro, for
And
having us
everybody else.
on board. Yeah, and everyone else. It was awesome. So